In this video, we're going to look at a challenge that you can do with your students using SeeSaw. So first of all, let's log into SeeSaw. So if you just type in SeeSaw in Google, and then you can choose the top one, that will take you to the SeeSaw webpage. Then you can click sign in. Then you can click I'm a teacher. Do not use this email and password here. You want to sign in with your Google account. Now you must be logged into your Google account already in order to do that, but once you click this, it should take you straight in. It may ask you to authenticate, but it should take you straight in. So this is where I want to be. I want to be into a classroom. I'm using an example teacher class here, and then what we want to do is we want to create a new activity. So let's click the plus, and then we want to create or share an activity here. That takes us to our activity library. You can see I have a few already here, but I'm going to add a new one. So let's click on Create New Activity. And we're going to call this Parts of a Plant. And in here you can put your instructions. Now what you can also do here is add voice instructions. So I can click on voice instructions. I can click on the record button. Open the image in this activity. Press the record button and then move the parts of the plant to the correct locations. Stop the recording and upload your learning to SeeSaw. Okay, so there's my recording. I can listen to that back if I want to. I can add an example here if I want to of what I want the students to do. So what I'm going to do first is add my template. So let's add my template here. We're going to add a file and we're going to drag in a photo of part of a plant. So I have one here on my desktop, so let's select from my computer, open. So there's my parts of a plant, and now I can click the tick, and now I've imported my image into SeeSaw. Now what I can do now is I'm going to add some labels here, and I'm just going to add the words here. Now this could be a differentiated exercise. You could leave it completely blank for your more able students, or you can just give them some clues and put the words there for them, and then they move them into place. So we need to say flower, and then we're going to choose another one, and this is going to be leaf, stem, and then roots. Now let's move these all into a nice position like so. Okay, so then what we can do is we can click the tick, and then that is an activity that's ready for them to use. So let's click the tick again. That uploads it to our activity, and now we've got our template here. So I could add an example of what I want them to do here by clicking on this, but I'm going to leave that at the moment, and then I'm going to click on save. Then what I need to do is then I need to share this with the classes that I want it to go to. So let's click on share. And I'm going to share it with my teacher class, share with one class. I can view the activity in the teacher class, and there it is. So I can get to my activities by clicking on the activities over here. So now it's telling me there I can try this as a student if I want to. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to act like a student. So I need to scan the QR code and log in to my iPad. So the rest of this tutorial will be using a student iPad. So to do that, first of all, we're going to click on Students, and then with my iPad, I'm going to scan this. So I'm in the iPad app of SeeSaw. So I'm going to click I'm a student, and this is what the students will do. And then I can scan that code, and that's going to take me straight into that class. Then I can click on Activities here. And now you can see I've got that activity of part of a plant. And it says open this activity, and I can read the instructions there, or I can play the instructions straight through. Open the image in this activity like so, but once I've done that I can then press the add button, and as a student I'm going to add. So let's click that, and then what the student will need to do is choose their name. So I'm going to choose, let's choose student 15 for this. And then it's going to prepare it, and now we can start doing the activity. So what I want to do is I want to move these words into the correct places, but I also want to record it. So let's click on label, all right, I don't want to use a label because I've got the labels here. So see this, I can actually move these around like so. But I want to record this. So I want the students to record their explanation of what they're doing. So let's do that. So we press on record. So I'm going to put this is the roots, and the roots belong here. The stem belongs here. The leaf belongs here, and the flower goes at the top over here. And then you can press the pause button, and then that is now being recorded. Now once it's done, once the student has done that, they can tick the button in the corner. That will process, and then tap the green tick again. And there it's been sent for approval. Now we can watch that now. So I'm going to put this is the roots, and the roots belong here. The stem belongs. So now we're going to go back to the computer to see what the teacher will see. So as a teacher, what I want to do is now have a look at what that student has done. So I can close this down, and you'll see over here, if I go to my journal, I have one unapproved item. So let's go to that unapproved item, and there you can see student 15, this is the item that's been handed in. Now, at the moment, I could approve it at this point, or I could delete it. But I want to have a look at it and then make some comments. So let's have a look. So I'm going to put this is the roots. And the roots okay, so I'm going to pretend that I've actually seen that. It's very good. I can like it. And I can also add a comment. So let's click on the comment button. Now I can type a comment in here and then post it. Or I could press the microphone and record a verbal comment. So let's do that. Fantastic work, Richard. Well done. When you're doing a vocal comment, you can actually say more about what you want them to do in order to improve. So let's tick that. Then that comment goes into my item here, and you can see one approved item. Let's approve it now. And that now is going to go into our student journal. So we can go to our journal and have a look at student 15. And there you can see that has been approved. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is going to show you on the iPad how a student can then peer assess or self-assess their own learning. So let's do that now. So I'm back on the iPad now, and I can see here is my student 15, and I can see this is the work that I did, and I can see at the bottom here that I've got some comments, and it says well done Richard, and then I can click on the comment there and I can listen to the comment that has been fed back to me. Fantastic work, Richard. Well done. Once I've listened to the teacher's comment, what I can then do, I can maybe then give myself a self-assessment by pressing the record button or typing a comment in there. So then I've got my own self-assessment of what I've done. You can also go to any other student and say, let's say student 12, I'm going to do a comment and press the record button and then record on another student's learning. So we press the record button, make a recording, then tick, and then click tick, and then it's going to ask you who you are. Okay, so I'm student 15, and then that student comment will go to the other student. So now back to the teacher view, we can see now that we have another unapproved post. So let's click that unapproved post, and this is the comment made by me to another student's work. So before you can post this peer feedback, you as a teacher have to approve it, just in case there's any inappropriate comments being made by the students. So I can say yes to that, and that will approve that comment. So one student has got a peer assessment from another student. Now, like I showed you on the iPad, they could do that as a self-assessment and self-assess their own work, or they could choose somebody else's and peer assess somebody else's work. So that's how you create an activity on SeeSaw and how the students will then access that activity.
Thanks for watching. Please click the like button and please subscribe to this channel for more educational technology videos. Until next time, goodbye.